Hello, my name is Sean Tull with here from Team Phoenix here at World Financial Group. I wanted to welcome everyone to seeing this video on prospecting. This is basically the first step of really getting going in your business. You have to prospect. You have to be able to do that. So first thing, let's look at some of the mindset of going out there and talking to someone that might be acquaintances or someone that might be cold market, which for us that means someone that you do not know, and asking them or approaching them about how this might be an opportunity for them to be with our firm. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about that mindset. Basically, one of the things that I think, coming from a professional background, I was in TV and production, and coming into this industry, one thing I knew is that I never saw someone who owned a business like a dry cleaners, or even for myself, I own a production company. I never seen myself or seen other people go to someone in a supermarket and say, "Hey, you know, you look like you'd be a perfect person for my business." So I always felt that's a little bit kind of weird. Also, kind of puts you in the same category as one of those things that's out there, like one of the multi-level marketing groups. And I always wanted to separate myself from that identity. So one of the things that I did was I really looked at this as a career, but it's a career that I own. Okay, that's something that's very important to me. That this is a career-based company, that is a something that you have to get a license, that you a lot of people go to school for, or even to go to school for 4 years or so on. But you could go here in the World Financial Group and just become just from getting a license, do the same thing. So it's a career, but you own it. No one else can control you. So I was approached my prospecting in that mindset, that hey, I have a career that I own and I'm looking for quality people. But also secondly, that I'm going to give you some guidelines as a brand new associate, and how you're going out there and talking to someone. Well, let's look at this. So this is the first thing, you approach them, and one of the things that we normally do is to contact someone is kind of use form, which is F is for family, um, R is, O is for occupation, R for recreation, M is for the message. So you get to know them, get to know their family, or you give them a compliment. That's the best way to get started, to break the ice with someone. So hey, that's a nice tie. That's a nice dress. That's some I like that team, the jersey that they're wearing, something like that, to break the ice. After that, though, you want to get going and finding some things. And usually, the problem is with most people is that, how do I wrap this up? So let's talk about that real quick, about how you wrap up a prospecting time. So one, prospecting, you should be this would be a quality person. You realize that this is a person that might be a solid individual that be on your team, or prospectively be on your team. So what I would do is say, hey, after talking to them, say, hey, this is you're pretty sharp. You're a pretty sharp guy. How long you been doing what you've been doing? And say whatever. I'm like, hey, well, have you ever thought about doing anything else? That's good. So, have you ever thought about doing anything else, or are you looking to be here for the next 20, 30 years? And they usually give you the answer, and usually is, well, yeah, after, usually they're looking, but if there wasn't, this is the next thing I usually say. Well, I work for a firm part time, and I actually was just talking to the director of the firm, and he's looking for some quality people. And you know what? You have some of the characteristics that would really fit with the firm. Could I do this? I would love to pass your name and number over to our director. Let me give you my number. And I usually don't have a card on me on purpose, so I write it down. And at the same time, I get his name and telephone number. So I usually say, after getting a piece of paper, say, hey, here's my name and number. Can I get your name and number? And they usually have no problem putting that there too. And I usually do that transfer on purpose. So I usually write my name and number down first, give it to them, and then ask them for theirs, because it's a reciprocity thing. If I give you my name and number, you will give me your name and number. It's not a business card, or it's something personal. I did it like a personal event. So hopefully that helped you a little bit with prospecting. That's something that we're going to talk a little bit more about, but definitely I think if you use some of those tips, you can help you get over with your prospecting.